back to the channel, or hello if you are new here. I did meet up with quite a lot of new podcasters over March, so if you've popped over from somewhere else, then please do say hi in the comments. I'd love to know where you're from, and yeah, welcome. This is my little slice of the internet. This is the House of Langford channel. My name is Maddison, and I currently live in Essex with my son Joey, whilst my husband lives in Scotland. So yeah, that's fun. It is currently Easter half term for us here, so I'm actually trying to finish up sorting out some more packing that's going on so that I can try and take some of it up with me during half term, so it's less stress for when I'm at work basically. And yeah, there's so much going on this half term. It is like the logistics of everything are giving me a headache, and when I went to the doctors last week for something else, they said I had high blood pressure, so I'm not surprised with all the stress. But yes, anyway, hi. So where can you find me? You can find me on Instagram at the House of Langford and Overall Sews. I'm also on Ravelry at MadXStitcher. There's also Facebook pages, Facebook groups. Yeah, that's me. So this is my monthly podcast, which is a roundup of everything I did in the previous month that is crafty based. And I set myself the challenge this month to craft every day for MNDA, which is motor neuron disease. So I'll put the link down below if you want to go over and donate for that. I think I did something like 3,000 hours of crochet or sewing up over March. I think the main target was like 150 hours, which is 30 minutes a day, I think. Don't remember. And there were some days where I was doing like 2 to 4 hours a day, so I racked up quite a lot of time with crochet. Yeah, apparently that's all I do in the evenings now is crochet, and sometimes pack. But yeah, so that is what has been going on at the moment. So I've also had 2 trips this month. I went to EAYF around Mother's Day weekend. For Friday night was stitch night, then the weekend itself was the show, and it just makes my cup really full because I see so many people that I consider friends, and I get to talk to lots of vendors, which I also kind of consider friends as well. We talk a lot on Instagram, and it's just nice to actually put faces to profiles. But yeah, I also got to meet lots of new people, so everyone has been tagging each other on their vlogs, which has been really lovely, and I have enjoyed catching up with all these new people to me as well. So yeah, that was intense. And then the week before, I decided to go to the Stitch Festival. I decided on the Thursday, bearing in mind it started on the Thursday, and I went up on the Sunday with a couple of friends. We were only there for about 3 hours, but we'd managed to get everything we were looking for, and yeah, we felt like we'd seen everything, and it was starting to get quite busy, so we did leave about 1 o'clock-ish after getting there just after 10 o'clock in the morning. So but we had a really good week, a really good day, and came away with some purchases as well. So actually today there will be I don't think I have any purchases to show you for March, because they are in the 2 show vlogs, so I don't want to repeat stuff and you find it boring. So if you do want to see what I've picked up over the last month, please head over to the EAYF vlog and the Stitch Festival vlog, which I think is going up next week actually. Might be at the weekend. I've done it. I've scheduled the Stitch Festival one, but it may be popping up at the weekend, so do look out for that. And as always, if you like what you see here, please hit the like button and the subscribe button if you want to see more. And if you leave me a comment, then that also helps my video to be seen and build this community, which I am absolutely loving. So thanks. Right, shall we actually get into the usual stuff that I do for my monthly podcast? So I always start off with setting myself plans or things that I want to finish or work on or start or try. for the month ahead. So my plans for March were to finish Bo the Chinese Golden Dragon, which is a TOFT kit. I bought that during February. I started it during the Cowl, which ran from the 10th to 24th of February, and I did not finish it in February. So I wanted it finished by the end of March, and I can say that I finished Bo. So tick, 1 done. The next one I wanted to do was work on a cowl neck poncho, because I keep wearing my 2 at work, and one of my colleagues has asked me to make one for their wife. Haven't started it in March, but I did start it on the 1st of April, so you'll see that in April's video. The last one I wanted to do was work on one of my big blanket projects. Now I currently have 2 that are visible to me. I have packed most everything else. One is the On the Seashore, which is a mosaic crochet blanket by Rosina Plain. The other is the Postcards with Love blanket by Eleonora Tully of Coastal Crochet. And I didn't pick up the Seashore one because I figured that actually that's got quite a long way to go, and the Postcards one can be done a lot quicker because I'm already over halfway through. So I actually picked up the Postcards with Love blanket this month, and I will show you what I have done for it. So shall we kind of move on to finishes and then whips? Maybe this will be a shorter episode. We'll see. Now, all of the finishes I have for you are TOFT makes, and actually they all will have their own video as well. So what I'm going to do is a very quick rundown of them, because there'll be more detail in their respective videos, because 2 of them are subscription boxes and 1 is Bo. And yeah, I did start a little video for Bo, so I might finish that, but we'll see. And I seem to have now come down with a cold as soon as I started recording. Yay. Anyway, the very first one I finished was Jackson the Bobcat. He is from the TOFT Dye Club. So they reopened subscription entries last year. Is it last year? November time, I think it was. So I thought I would jump on that and have a look at what is going on. So we have some loop stitch for his fur around his face, and you get 100 grams of this ball of yarn. Now I don't know if I have the leftovers in front of me. I think I've put them away, but I had almost half a ball. I didn't actually weigh it. I need to weigh it, and I'll put it in the description down below as to how much I used. But yes, he is a TOFT pattern. Basically you get a hand-dyed skein of TOFT wool. So this one is in greys, and you get a pattern with the yarn as well to make Jackson the Bobcat. So I'm very pleased with him. I also did a stop motion, so that will pop up at some point too, because yeah, I love stop motion. I think it's really fun and a creative way to show how these are put together. He's even got a little tail, look. Yeah, so that's Jackson the Bobcat. I'm very happy with him. The next one that I did is another subscription box. This is the first time I've signed up for this one. It's the first time I've signed up to the Dye Club as well. But this next one doesn't have like I don't think it has a cut-off date of when you can subscribe to it. Anyway, so I joined the Imaginist subscription box, and from that you get a selection of yarn, so a selection of colours to work with. You also get a pattern with it, which has been designed by Kerry, or I think maybe someone from the team, using the colours that you are provided. And the idea is that you can use the Imaginarium book, which is like a flip book, to choose different components to make for your creature. Now, I don't have the book, I borrowed it from a friend, but I did buy the subscription. And the only stipulation is that you have to use the standard monster body shape and pieces from the book. So this is my creature. I have named it her Suki Succulent because I wanted to do the speckled body. And as soon as I did the speckled body in these two colours, I thought, well, that reminds me of a succulent. So I decided to use this section of the towel pattern to make some sort of leaves to make her into a succulent. So I'm very pleased with that. I have used this is a tail pattern, but I've used it as arms and features. So this is tail number 3, and then I have used feet number 6. Although what I really wanted was the ones that look like the same as the flowers, so that it was similar to that range. But I think I missed that in the book, but that's okay. So I've used all 4 colours. You get 2 balls of the sage, 1 ball of teal, 1 ball of black, which is charcoal, and 1 ball of cream. But I've used the cream as more of a decoration as opposed to a component in the creature itself, but I'm very pleased with it. And like I said, there'll be more information on that in its own little video. But yeah, does it look like a succulent? I'm very pleased with it. I mean, I did take these to the Stitch Festival to show Kerry, and this one didn't have legs at the time, but that's okay. And actually, what I was complimented on the fact that my tension is the same as hers. So, and my speckling, my colour changing was very neat. So I'm very happy with that. But yeah, so those are 2 subscription box projects from TOFT. Like I said, they'll have their own videos, and I'll continue to do that in the future because I'm actually going to be stopping my subscription to Crochet Society. Just on the premise that I'm not making anything from the Crochet Society boxes, but clearly I'm making from the TOFT ones. So I'd rather get those that I'm going to actually make. But yeah, so those are 2 little makes from TOFT. Now, the final finish I have for this month is Bo the Golden Chinese Dragon. As I said, I started it during the Cowl, knowing I wouldn't finish it in the Cowl because I'd started late. But I did do the gold version, and this one also has beads. So there was a lot to do. There's a lot to do for Bo. I actually have almost a ball of the gold left over. I have maybe a third of the ruby, and I have maybe a third to a half of the cream left over. I also have maybe a third of a tube of beads as well out of the 2 tubes. But this is Bo, and I absolutely love him. I do think that my body it's not quite, I feel like the head needs to be up a bit further. It wants to pull down, and my legs are not as sturdy as I would like. So I am going to have to put some wire in the legs to help him stand up a bit better, because they just sort of sit flat and they should stay upright. But yes, you can see he's got beads all on his back spines. There are beads on his underbelly. There are beads on his claws. There are beads in the red of his tail. I absolutely love this tail. It's so tactile. And there are beads on his eyelashes. So yeah, I'm very pleased. This is a moustache. And then he has a beard as well. And I think he's just cute. I think he's really cool. I have thoroughly enjoyed making this. And I did find though that I couldn't work on any of the beaded sections outside of the home, just in case I lost or dropped them. But yeah, so he's going to sit pride of place on a shelf behind me in future episodes once I make my move. But yeah, I am very, very happy with Bo. And I actually have a kit to make another one. I originally bought the original Bo kit, which was red, blue and yellow, back in, I think it was released in 2021. And I bought that at, I think I bought it at the Stitch Festival in 2021. yeah, and that's the only thing I wanted to buy at the show. So that wasn't a beaded version. I have since bought the blue beads to go with that one. And the reason I bought those colours is because it reminds me of Mushu from Mulan. But yeah, I am so happy with this make. I don't think I would have wanted to do the beads had I not done the advent from TOFT with beads. So I'm very pleased I did. And as I said, I absolutely love it. And like his whole body sparkles because it is gold stellina in the yarn, which I absolutely love. So yeah, that's Bo the Dragon. So at some point I'm going to have one on one shoulder and one on the other shoulder. But yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, he will go in his own little video as well. I think it had like 5 balls of gold, one ball of the ruby and 1 ball of the cream, and then 2 packets of beads, and then you had a strand of black for the eyes as well. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of pieces to this, and so he's not an easy pattern, but he is so worth the work. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. I don't want to pack him until I've got him myself. But yeah, he's just so tactile. Right, that is it for my finishes. So it's time to move on to my whips, my works in progress. And I have, I think, 3. Just checking my notes. I have 3. So we're going to start with one project that I knew I was not finished. And that is the Candy Pullover by Sandra Gutierrez, who is Nomad Stitches. Now, this was the make-along, the crochet make-along for EAYF this year. And there is also a jumper pattern as well. And because a knit pattern, but I'm more of a crochet. So I knew I wouldn't get it done in time for EAYF, but I wanted to try. And I wanted to, because I like getting the ribbons each year. I got a ribbon for the last 2 years. So I was like, I need a ribbon this year. So I have been using, and it's not glamorous or anything. It's in a bag. Look, this is the bag the yarn came in. I'm using Starcraft Life 4-ply in cream. And mainly because this is all one colour. And I had enough to do the top in this. I got this during lockdown from someone who was closing up their subscription box business. So yeah, I've had it a while. It's just been sitting around. I also got some purple, which I've sent to my friend. So this is the ribbon for this year, and it says East Anglian Yarn Festival make along participant, and it's sponsored by Gem of the Little Grey Girl. And you put that on your make. So I've already gone through 1 ball. I think I'm on the 2nd now. Yeah, which is probably about halfway through. And I have got to the point where I'm ready now to split for sleeves. But it's actually looking really big. I was meant to be doing size 5. But then I did the collar. And when I picked up stitches, I had the number stitches for size 6. So I thought, well, I'll just stick with size 6. So I'm going to pop this on so you can see where it's currently at and see the lovely lace detail, because I am wearing a black top. So let's see. Yeah, I'm ready for sleeves. So this, I'm going to turn my camera down just a little bit so you can actually see the pattern. It's actually quite nice. Like, I wasn't sure about it when I first saw the pattern. I thought maybe it wouldn't look right on me, but also, you're very wonky now. Doing the bigger size, I thought, well, that's not going to lay flat. But actually, if I try and pull the back down to meet under the arms, it will sit flat, so I'm hoping it will be fine. But yeah, it looks very big at the moment, but I'm enjoying it. And what I found though is actually this pattern, this lace section, is the same pattern that I used in the rainforest retreat shawl, so I was fine doing it. It was just trying to work out where all the increases went, because they go into chain spaces. So, but yeah, there is a picture of me wearing it at the EOYF big stitch night, and I look like a nun. But yeah, so I mean, once I've actually joined, it will fit a lot better. So I think I will continue with it. This will be the first sort of proper top as such. I've made a couple of jumpers and a cardigan, but this will be the first top that I can wear over like a vest in the summer. It's light, it's very light, and the Life 4 ply is 75% premium acrylic and 25% wool. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting any issues with it against my neck. Like, I wear superwash merino and merino shawls all the time. So yeah, I think it's going to be okay. Let me know. What I wanted to do though is if I'm happy with this when it's finished, then I will make it up in some of my other 4-ply, because I have quite a lot of hand-dyed 4-ply, but I wasn't willing to put it into a top that I wasn't sure about. And actually, this isn't too bad. I quite like it, and I think I will wear this at work as well. So yeah, I think we're getting a thumbs up for this one. But yeah, I am up to the point where I need to split and join under the armhole for some sleeves, and then I'm just going to go round and round and round in the body, because I don't think there's any increases or decreases. I think it's literally just round and round from here on out, after you put like a chain under the arm. So yeah, we'll see. Are we back in the right place? I'm not really sure. Yes, so I'm making it up in a size 6. I think I'm using the recommended hook as well, which I think is a 4.5. I'm not sure, I can't even see it in the bag. Anyway, I'll check that later, because I really should leave the hook in there with it. Right, so next up in terms of whips then is the Postcards with Love blanket. So I'm going to show you a quick recap of what I had before March. Now, I haven't touched this for maybe 2 years. It's well over a year, that's for sure, because it was a summer project. So maybe 18 months. And I got as far as making the 2 with Love postcards. They do both have hearts on them. So I made those 2. And I had all of the sunburst squares, so I have 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do need to weave in quite a lot of ends though for those. And I had finished the initial centre of the blanket with the first set of border. So then basically I need to make all the postcards that go around that border before a final border. So that's where I was at, and I had 1 more postcard like this. So I had one of these finished. Now, what I have done in March, I think it only took me like a day as well, which is really surprising considering I've put this off for a long while. For me to do a few in a day, I should really get a crack on with it, shouldn't I? So that is 1 of 4, this one, because you have 1 for each side. So I did the other 3, and I have actually sewn all the ends in as well. So the issue I have though is I did the 3, fastened it off, and I was about to weave them in, and I thought I'll check the stitch count at the top, and it was wrong. And the reason for that is when you read the instructions to do this bit, it says do your half treble in the next stitch after you've done your chain. And I was seeing that as, okay, so that's my first stitch. I need to miss the one at the base and move to the next one. But you don't. You have to go in the one at the base. And I had lost 4 stitches. So I had to rip back 4 rows on all 3 of them and redo them. But they have been redone. So now I have that set of postcards done. So the next up is these ones that say wish you were here. So I have those to do. And then I think I just have 4 more of these heart ones. And then that's all the pieces done. Yeah, these need borders. These need a cream border. But other than that, I'm not sure if I'm going to put any more. We're just supposed to put beach huts on 2 of them. And I'm not sure if I want to put beach huts on them. So I might wait until it's finished and then have a look then. But yeah, the next up is these ones. So I only have to do 2. Yeah. I'm not showing you the back because the pattern is on the back. So yeah, I need to do 2 of the wish you were here, which is inset mosaic. So it's 2 rows for every line. And it's not my favourite form of mosaic crochet. But I still have like a huge basket of yarn left over for this. I do need to then do the border, join them all together and do the final border. But like, this basket's full. Do I really need all this yarn? Let's do this. I mean, there's so much cream in here as well. Surely I don't need all of that cream. There's another bit of red there as well. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to need all of this. See, there's loads. I don't have any more of the sage. I don't even need any more of the sage, and I've got like half a ball there as well. So this has been worked up in a 4.5mm hook, and I have a trusty Crochet Society one in summery colours, so I thought that would be fun. But yeah, so maybe I'll just sit and finish this. Once I've done the poncho, this is the project I'm working on from now on. But yeah, don't know if I'm going to need all of that. Sorry for that interruption. My son decided that now was the time for him to leave the flat and go to do his dog walking. Anyway, I'm back. So that was the postcards with love blanket. Like I said, I will try and do some more next. I don't have much left, so there's no reason for me not to be able to get it finished before I move. We'll see. It originally was being made as a sample for my local yarn shop, All Tangled Up, but I don't know if it will stay at the shop or whether they'll let me keep it. I don't know. I think the idea was that if customers saw me working on it, then they would want to work on it as well, and that was fine. People are still buying the kits now, so I think we're good. But yeah, I have one more whip to share with you. It is another TOFT project, and this one I bought at the Stitch Festival. So it's in another TOFT bag, because that's how they give you your purchases at the show. They don't give you like tote bags or anything like that, like paper bags. They give it to you in one of their bags, which I love. So I've actually put a bag of stuffing in here. And I bought the book and the yarn at the Stitch Festival. So I bought TOFT Quarterly, the Dinosaurs edition, and I am making this one, which is called Victoria, the Triceratops. And I have made, so far, the body. That's it. I've just made the body. It's been worked up in 3mm hook, and I have a big 100-gram ball to work with. I don't think I'm going to need 100 grams though. What I have found is that I tend to use maybe half or just over half of the big balls for example, I had Peter the polar bear, which you get 100-gram ball for, but I used 45 grams, so I've still got 55 grams left of it. Yeah, so this is sort of like my traveling project, I guess, because it's small pieces and I can work on them on the road and just in smaller places, I guess. So I'll be taking this one with me, I think, on when we drive the van up, because it's only one ball of yarn and a bag of stuff in. So yeah, that's it. That's my whips. And that's me done. Done. There's only one thing I will show you for purchases or acquisitions. I bought this a while ago. I pre-ordered it, and I did try to do like an unboxing video, but it looked really weird and the angle was weird, and we're not going to go into that. So I'm going to show you it here. And it's another TOFT purchase. It is the 10-year special edition of Edward's Menagerie book, which has had revised patterns. I think there are 17 revised patterns, something like that, and then there are new patterns as well. So it doesn't sound on the back. But yeah, this is the hardback version, and it is signed inside by Kerry. There we go. Kerry signed it. So there are now, let me see, quite a lot. I don't know if it will tell me the actual number. No, but there are quite a lot of pattern in this book now. Like, it spans 2 pages. It's a beautiful book. It really is. And it's just, yeah, such a pretty book. And because we did the pre-order and we got the hardback, which was only available on pre-order, if you want to purchase this now, it is a paperback copy, which is what the previous books have been. But we also got a free patch, and this is Alice the zebra, who is on the front cover. And for the Stitch Festival, they made a 7-foot Alice the zebra out of chunky yarn, which is amazing. And now I want to make one because I'm crazy. But yes, this is the only acquisition I have that I can show you that isn't on any other video, because it arrived in March. And yeah, I need to get a bag to put all my patches on because I'm collecting them now. But yeah, that's the only thing I have to show you for acquisitions. So that's it. That is actually me done. So let's have a look at what my plans are for April then. Yeah, so I've already mentioned that I've got a cowl neck poncho on the go. We're going to see if I can finish that in March. When I made my first 2, originally I made them concurrently, and I was on a course to do a bit each month. So it took 3 months for both of them, because you did like the cowl bit 1 month. So you learned how to do that. Then you went away, finished the cowl bit, and then you went back, learned how to start in the granny stripe, did that. When you were finished with that, you went back, learned how to finish off the edging and put the fringing on. So yeah, it took 3 months to make the 2, and I don't think it's going to take me 3 months. I really don't. I've already done the cowl heart at the top and made 4 rows of granny stripe on it. So I'm going to make it the same length as my one, because that's the one they like, and go from there. Yeah, so I've got the cowl neck poncho to do. I want to finish Victoria the Triceratops because I think it's really cute, and I've got an opportunity to do that next week, which is really nice. I could do it this weekend. I don't know, there's a few bits going on which will be popping up in the April spring vlogs, so you'll see it there. But there's a few bits going on in the background as well. We've got a little trip in the middle of our half-term week, just for me and my husband to spend some time together before the craziness of trying to move all my stuff up. But yeah, so that's 2 things. I also want to make more pieces on the Postcards with Love blanket, because actually I should be able to finish that as well at some point in the near future. And then finally, I don't know if you've seen it on the channel before. I might have shown it in an acquisition. I purchased Frida Kahlo as a kit from TOFT. Now I picked it up from the TOFT Addicts Facebook page. And Martin of Knit 365 is doing an unofficial doll along. So I want to have a go at making the doll, because the other one I have is the Nutcracker. But that is currently in Glasgow. So, because I've already taken that up with me, and I have Frida here. So I want to have at least start Frida this month as well, as part of the doll along that Martin is conducting. And I think he's asking for pictures to be posted on Instagram, and he is Welsh Tenor on Instagram. Tenor as in Tenor, which I think is a musical term. So yeah, if you want to join in with that, please head over to his channel and see all the details. I don't actually know when it runs to. I know it's on now, but I don't know when it finishes. So I need to check that before I actually get... I did find Frida. She's here. Sitting on the table waiting for me. There's Frida. So I have all the yarn and bits in here. I need to get the pattern off the computer. I was going to print it at work, and I think the moment I wanted to print loads of stuff, like print some patterns to put in the bags, so I know what patterns there are. The printer stopped working at work. So yes, Frida is ready to go. I think I've put a hook in there already. I will double check later. But yes, that is it for March. So if you like what you've seen here, let me know what your favourite make has been, or what you think I should be doing next month. I guess we'll see. But yeah, thank you for joining me and watching, and I will see you all again next month. So, happy crafting. Take care. Bye.